Hi, my name is Sylvia Ash Bullard, and welcome to TVC 22's bi-weekly news show called the Rockland Bulletin. Like every other community, Clarence Rockland is concerned about endangered species. The community can be confident that the province is doing its part in protecting species at risk and promoting their recovery by investing to create and rehabilitate habitats, conduct research on recovery efforts and threats, and educate youth about at-risk plants and animals in their area. Now in its 11th year, the Species at Risk Stewardship Program helps find solutions to problems such as reversing the decline of pollinators in Ontario, preventing the spread of white nose syndrome among bat populations, and determining what kind of artificial habitats can be installed to host the barn swallow. Ontario is investing approximately $4.5 million in the 2017-18 Species at Risk Stewardship Program to support 53 new projects and 15 new research projects. Another 37 stewardship and research projects that began in previous years are receiving continued support. Some quick facts. Over the last 10 years, the Species at Risk Stewardship Program has funded more than 968 research and stewardship projects across Ontario, helping to restore 33,500 hectares of habitat for species at risk while creating 2,600 jobs and involving 28,000 volunteers. This year's projects focus on badgers, bats, birds, fish, insects, plants, pollinators, snakes, turtles, and wolverines, and various habitats. The Species at Risk Stewardship Program invites applications each fall from Indigenous communities and organizations, academic institutions, conservation authorities, individuals, businesses, consulting companies, and industry organizations, landowners and farmers, municipal and local governments, and non-governmental organizations. Whether you are planning spring or summer renovation projects, inside or outside, you will be inspired at the spring edition of the Clarence Rockland Expo, Saturday, April 22nd from 10 until 5, and Sunday from 10 until 4 at the Clarence Rockland Arena. This year's show will feature countless experts and local businesses, including renovation material, kitchenware, doors, roofing, painters, travel, health, spa, and many more. Be entertained and informed all under one roof. The expo provides a one-stop shop to get all the services and products that you are looking for. The new program for the 2017 Ottawa River Festival has now been unveiled. The festival will be held this year from June 29th to July 3rd and continues to surpass expectations by offering more variety. For its 6th edition, the festival will focus on the history of the city of Clarence Rockland, Dumoulin Park, and the Ottawa River, in tune with the festivities of the 150th anniversary of Confederation. Confirmed artists on the Desjardins stage are Sass Jordan with Sterling as the opening act on June 30th, Damien Mays, Northeastern with My Favorite Tragedy, and the Rock Junkies on July 1st. The group Dominique et Martin with Sylvain Larocque as the opening act on July 2nd. Special activities will be held during the festival to honor the community's founders. For instance, on July 1st, there will be a professional lumberjack demonstration. The festival will feature history, nostalgia, and modern water activities. On Sunday, July 2nd, festival goers will be able to observe and participate in demonstrations of wakeboarding and flyboarding. Visitors that are not thrill seekers may prefer the pontoon rides or simply enjoy being at the river. New this year will be a local brewery beer garden presented in partnership with the Clarence Rockland New Chamber of Commerce as well. Rockland Ford will once again host the Rockland Ford Classics Poker Run, and the Clarence Rockland Artists Association will offer their art exhibition under the tent. Needless to say, this year the River Festival promises tons of excitement. Also, there will be a drawing for tickets through a contest at the Clarence Rockland Expo. More info can be found on the City of Clarence Rockland's website. And now, business talk with Andrea Delorme.
Welcome to Business Talk. I am Andrea Delors from the Clarence Rockland Chamber of Commerce. Let me introduce you to Hitis Fashion. Hi, who is Hitis Fashion?
Hitis Fashion is a clothing store started by my mom and myself. My name is Eddie. Her name is Cesari. We specializing in women's clothing, accessories, as well as some aesthetic products as well.
Since when are you here in Rockland?
We've been in Rockland now 1 year and a half.
And what does your store offer?
We offer all kinds of clothing. We have some chic, sexy outfits for the summertime and for the nighttime for people that are going out. This dress is a Canadian fashion designer. We also have some more chic tunics, all different patterns, also by Canadian designers as well. And we also have more modest products as well, internationally. So this is my mother, the owner of the store.
Your store, what makes it different from other clothing store here in Rockland?
Well, the clothing we offer is very unique. If you get an outfit here, probably you will be the only one that has that outfit. We do new orders almost bi-weekly. Right now we have some new stock coming in for the spring that I would like to show you. Most of the items in the store right now you will find on sale because we are actually liquidating to make room for the spring section. Such as this mesh top that goes well with all pieces. It comes in light yellow like this or mint green as well. We are also in the process of starting our website so we can cater to a larger clientele. I invite any Rockland artists or web developers or potential fashion designers to come visit our store. We're always open to partnership, especially within the community.
And what brand do you carry here in your store?
We carry, like I said, a lot of Canadian brands. Coco and Tachi is one of our favorite, based out of Montreal. We also carry Joseph Ribkoff, a very famous Canadian brand. Peter Nygard as well. We have some stock from him. A lot of the Italian brands have actually done very well in this store. Bellamore, M in Italy, and Miko is also a Canadian designer that we carry from Montreal.
I also see that you have a beauty product line. Talk to me about it.
Yes, Bleu Lavande. It's an organic company based out of Magog, Quebec. So we're staying Canadian with that one. Very good for the skin, good for the environment as well, based off of lavender, made from natural products as well. We're the only retailer in the Rockland area. So people that are interested in staying organic, staying natural, can definitely come check these products out.
I also see that you have a lot of a variety of accessories. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, it's Hitis clothing and accessories. Sometimes you don't need to buy new clothes. Sometimes if you just buy the accessories, it can give a new look to the clothes that you already have. So we have some nice purses, handbags, scarves, shoes as well, all different colors, all different sizes.
For the people in Rockland, what are your hours and what is your address?
We're located at 2848 Laurier, Unit 3. It's next to the M&M, as everyone knows. Hours of operation, they vary seasonally, but normally it's about 9 to 5. They can also visit us on our Facebook page, Hitis Clothing and Accessories, and our website, which is under construction, hitis.com. For the people of Rockland, because of the proximity, it would actually be free delivery even on the online orders.
Thank you for your time this morning to show us your brand new store. Thank you to your models, your mom for taking the time as well, and wish you good luck here in Rockland.
Welcome back. For the first time, Scouts Canada is partnering with the Canadian Red Cross to offer free introductory first aid training to Canadian youth between the ages of 9 to 16. Training sessions will be held in Ottawa, Halifax, Mississauga, and Vancouver to kick off Scouts Canada's 8th annual Good Turn Week, taking place April 29th to May 7th. The first aid sessions are among more than 30 major community projects Scouts Canada is launching to bring the spirit of Good Turn Week to communities from coast to coast. Caitlin Piton, Scouts Canada's National Youth Commissioner and chair of the National Youth Network, says first aid and CPR training are some of the most important life skills that everyone should have. And through this partnership with the Canadian Red Cross, they are able to offer more Canadian youth the confidence and essential life-saving skills to assist someone in need and possibly save a life. According to a recent survey conducted by Ipsos on behalf of the Canadian Red Cross, not all Canadian households are adequately prepared with first aid training in the event of an emergency. The survey found only 12% of Canadians feel very confident that a child in their life could help them if they collapsed. 92% of Canadians believe children should start learning about first aid and how to help people in their community as early as 9 years old. 36% of Canadians say they have no one living in their household who is trained in first aid. 4 first aid training sessions will be offered in each city beginning at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. daily on Saturday, April 29th and Sunday, April 30th. The courses will explore prevention and response training, focusing on increasing the confidence of youth and inspiring action when they are presented with an emergency situation and the opportunity to help someone in need. Participants will learn how to prevent injury, assess an emergency, respond in a first aid or emergency situation while keeping themselves safe. Youth do not need to be members of Scouts Canada to participate. Advanced registration is required and available spots. To register, visit Scouts Canada and redcross.eventbrite.com. Again, Good Turn Week is from April 29th to May 7th and is a youth-led initiative that asks all Canadians to consider the power of a simple good turn. Again, participating in Good Turn Week is not just for Scouts, and it's easy to do. Simply perform a good turn for someone else and encourage the recipient to pay it forward, recreating a cycle of goodwill. A good turn can be as simple as giving up a seat on public transit or buying a meal for a homeless person, or as ambitious as organizing a fundraiser to support a family that is down on their luck. Canadians can share their good turns at scouts.ca/goodturnweek or on social media by using hashtag GoodTurnWeek and tagging at Scouts Canada. Kids and Scouts have fun adventures, discovering new things and experiences they wouldn't discover elsewhere. Along the way, they develop into capable, confident, and well-rounded individuals, better prepared for success in the world. For tens of thousands of children and youth across Canada, Scouts is the start of something great. For more information, visit scouts.ca. On Saturday, April 29th, join the Knights of Inferno Firefighters Motorcycle Club, the Canadian Motorcycle Cruisers of Renfrew, and the Wheel Brothers Motorcycle Riding Club, who will be holding a motorcycle ride in support of those with ABI, acquired brain injury, but also for their friend Dylan White. Dylan has been through intensive care for a previous injury, and his parents, John and Margot White, have had to extensively renovate their home to help Dylan. And you can help. Don't have a motorcycle to ride with? Don't worry. Come out and enjoy the fundraiser barbecue at the M&M in Embrun at 953 Notre Dame Street. You can also visit their GoFundMe page to donate and show your support. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back. The City of Clarence Rockland wishes to notify its residents to be vigilant against door-to-door salespeople, suggesting that they represent the municipality. In the last month, the city has been receiving calls from concerned citizens who were solicited in their home by people claiming the municipal drinking water lacks in quality. The city's drinking water is of the highest quality and is continually monitored by the Ontario Clean Water Agency and the Ministry of Environment of Ontario. Also, the City of Clarence-Rockland does not solicit door-to-door. Municipal employees all have photo identifications. If concerns persist, communicate with the municipality. Door-to-door sales have been among the top complaints received by the Ministry of Government and Consumer Services. Recently, the number of complaints about furnaces and air conditioners has surpassed those received for water heater rentals since the new rules for water heater door-to-door contracts came into effect April 1st, 2015. The government will seek public input to determine the types of household products that would be restricted in door-to-door contracting. Ontario has passed legislation that will strengthen consumer protection by introducing new rules for home inspections, door-to-door sales, and payday loans. The Putting Consumers First Act will make it possible to ban unsolicited door-to-door sales on prescribed household appliances such as water heaters, furnaces, air conditioners, and water filters. Also strengthen consumer financial protections through new rules for alternative financial services such as payday loans, including extended repayment periods and more time between loans. As well, expanded rules against unfair debt collection practices. As well, it will regulate the home inspection industry through mandatory licensing and proper qualifications for home inspectors, in addition to minimum standards for contracts, home inspection reports, disclosures, and the performance of home inspections. And now it's Stephanie with Health and Wellness.
Hi, and welcome to this new segment called My Health and My Wellness. My name is Stephanie, and I'm here at the Eastern Ontario Health Unit, where I will be talking with Dr. Paul about issues that concern you, the populations. So follow me to help us understand more issues concerning health and wellness. Thank you very much, Dr. Paul, for having us. Today, we're having a whole different subject. We're talking about milk. We've got different types of milk. Is milk good?
Very good question. Is milk good? What are the side effects of milk?
Yeah.
Too much milk, and so on. The first thing I want to say is that milk itself is a good nutrient and has been classically used because it's got a good source of calcium, good source of protein, and so on. And there's different sources of milk. The best source of milk is breast milk. So mother's milk is the best. So if you're to ask me about milk, I would say yes. Excellent form of nutrition. For the first 6 months of life, nothing else is needed for babies. So breast milk is best. Let's not forget about that. Now, there are milk alternatives. You can't breastfeed a 5-year-old, and so on. So there are milk alternatives, and so the most common one is cow's milk. Cow's milk has been used for many years, and when given appropriately, is a very good nutritional source for kids. However, there are some drawbacks and there are some possible problems. Let me discuss what milk is, first of all. Milk is made up of 3 things, actually 4 things. One is the protein in the milk, so it's called cow's milk protein. The other one is the sugar, and it's called lactose, the sugar in it. And the third one is fat, okay? We need fat for our brain to develop. So for the first couple of years of life, if you can't give the breast milk, which has the best fat, then the next best thing to do is give cow's milk to the baby. Whole cow's milk, not skim milk, because you need the fat for the brain to develop. The fourth element that's in there is calcium and a lot of the nutrients that are in there. So there are good things in there. The issue arises with cow's milk that if you drink too much, it's not good. And there are a lot of false things out there saying milk causes asthma, milk causes secretions. Those are all false. There's no evidence for that. But I can tell you there are some problems with milk. There are 3 associated problems with milk. One is drinking too much milk. Typically what we used to, because we didn't understand it, kids would drink a lot of milk. I'm talking like 10 glasses a day for a 1 or 2-year-old. Although the kids were fat, because they're big, they had a lot of calories, what happened was milk does not give you enough iron. So although they were getting it, all their sources of calcium and fat and everything else, they became anemic. They had anemia. The other thing that milk did is it irritated their intestine, and they lost blood in their stool as well. So that was one of the side effects. So that's what's called milk intolerance, milk allergy. Now, you can get too much milk. We used to call them white babies, milk babies, because they were white, not because they were drinking milk because of the white of the milk, because they were anemic. They were pale because they didn't have enough red blood cells. So our recommendation is in kids who are beyond the first year of life, they should only be drinking 3 6 to 8 ounces a day. So not more than 18 to 20 ounces a day of milk. If you do that, you're actually limiting the child's going to be hungrier and eat the other foods. That's what's been going on, right? So as opposed to breast milk, which is an excellent source of iron, cow's milk is not. Now, when babies are weaned off the breast, cow's milk should not be given to a baby for the first 9 to 12 months of life, because cow's milk itself is too harsh for the baby's intestine and too harsh for the baby's kidneys. So that's why we have formula milk. Formula milk. Formula milk is cow's milk with boiled and added vitamins and so on, so it'll be easier for the child to digest. But by beyond 1 year of age, a child can drink milk, cow's milk, presuming they're not allergic, which brings us to a milk allergy. So what is a milk allergy? A milk allergy basically is our body's reaction to the food. And what happens is you drink the milk and you get a reaction, you get a difficulty breathing, swelling, redness, and so on, like a peanut reaction. By the way, it's the most common food allergy in kids, milk, not peanuts, milk. And so, because it's the first food that's introduced, right? So that is milk protein, and you're allergic to the milk protein. So if I give you another type of milk like soy milk, soy formula, you're fine. So in babies who are allergic to cow's milk, we give them soy formula, not soy off the grocery store, soy formula, because the soy on the store doesn't have enough calcium. So we give the formula to babies, right? So that's an alternative. Other alternatives to milk, goat's milk and those other things, we tend not to give them to kids who are allergic because they tend to react as well. If you're allergic to cow's milk, you tend to react to the other animals as well. So in most situations, if you give milk in the proper way, respect the timelines and the amount you give, you're fine. The third complication of cow's milk is that people can become lactose intolerant. Remember I talked about the sugar being lactose? Some people can't digest it and have symptoms of bloating and diarrhea and so on. And in that situation, we can give cow's milk, but with a lactate in it that digests the lactose. So lactose intolerance and cow's milk protein allergy are not the same thing and not treated the same way. People mix the two up. But in general, milk is safe, given properly, and given at the right age.
Ontario is boosting its support for students and families across the province by reducing class sizes, providing new support for students with special education needs, and ensuring labor stability for at least 2 more years. Mitzi Hunter, Minister of Education, was at Sunnyview Junior and Senior Public School to make the announcement. The province has reached negotiated agreements with all teachers and education workers in Ontario. The agreements have now been ratified and provide an additional 2 years of stability for students and parents. Ontario is also investing in smaller class sizes for students in full-day kindergarten and grades 4 to 8. Full-day kindergarten classes, which are supported by a teacher and an early childhood educator, will now be capped at 30 students next school year, falling to 29 students in 2018-19 and average no more than 26 students per class within each school board. Support will also be provided to ensure that for students in grades 4 to 8, all school boards have average class sizes of 24.5 or fewer students. Additionally, the province is supporting hiring approximately 875 teachers and 1,600 education workers to support students with special education needs and other students at risk. Just how are grandparents faring in becoming internet savvy? 75% of grandparents use the internet, with 70% using search engines to find information. 63% shop online and 56% share photos online. 46% bank online and 45% use a social network like Facebook or Twitter. And in Rockland Bulletin sports, With the Gloucester Rangers Central Canada Hockey League 2016-17 regular season coming to an end, the Rockland Nationals are now officially a Canadian junior ice hockey team from Rockland. They were a part of the National Capital Junior Hockey League from 1987 to 2017. In fall 2016, they merged with the Gloucester Rangers to become the Rockland Nationals CCHL team, beginning play in 2017-18. The national home ice will be the CIH Arena in Rockland. A bit of history on the Rockland Nationals for younger hockey fans that were not born back in those memorable days for hockey in Rockland, and a bit of reminiscence for those who remember and were there. The original Nationals were founded in 1973 to replace the Hall Festivals, who had just left the Central Junior A Hockey League for the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. In just 3 sessions, the Nationals, coached by Brian Murray, won the league. They moved on to take on the Southern Ontario Junior A Hockey League and Ontario Hockey Association champion Guelph Platters. The series went the distance, but the Nationals pulled out at 4-3 series win. The Nationals then took on the Lac-Mégantic Royals, the champions of the Quebec Provincial Junior A Hockey League, and the Nationals defeated them 4-1 to get to the Eastern Canadian Championship. In the Eastern Canadian Championship, the Nationals drew the Island Junior Hockey League's Charlottetown Colonels. The Nationals overpowered the Islanders and crushed them 4-0. In the final, the Nationals came to play the Alberta Junior Hockey League, Doyle Cup, and Abbott Cup champions Spruce Grove Mets. The Mets were floored by the Nationals in the first 2 games, losing 9-4 and 7-1 respectively. In Game 3, the Mets pulled close in a 5-3 loss and then took Game 4 4-3. Game 5 saw the National regain their early series form and crush the Mets 7-3 to win the Centennial Cup, their first and only national title, 4-1. The Clarence Rockland Museum, situated at 687 Laurier in Rockland, has a vast variety of sports memorabilia exhibits available for the public's viewing pleasure. Access to the museum is free of charge. The museum is operating between the hours of 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. For information, you may contact Mr. Gilles Chartrand by telephone at 613-446-7139 or by email at gilles.chartrand206@gmail.com. In lighter news, 2 students from Rockland District High School have won the regional competition for the TV video production team. The 2 students, Joey Shalapsi, a former co-op student from TVC 22, and Sean Little, had a great challenge. They had to produce a video concerning the subject of public announcements, how to research news and detect fake news. This challenge had to be done in a short time period in which the small team had to design, organize, shoot, and edit the video. They are now preparing for the provincial competition. We wish them good luck and we'll keep you posted on that. We conclude the Rockland Bulletin today with a preview of the wonderful video. My name is Sylvia Ash-Bullard and you've been watching the Rockland Bulletin.
Where do you get your news? Fake stories are everywhere nowadays. And though what you see in the media might look real, things aren't always as they seem. So if you want to stay informed with current events, without falling victim to fake news, just remember to always check your facts. Choose reputable sources, and don't believe everything you see.